Welcome back to Cali X Boxing 2.0. Like, sub, hit those alerts. Boots Ennis versus Roiman Vila this weekend. Both fighters have made weight. And Boots Ennis is now the main attraction this weekend as Virgil Ortiz has once again been hospitalized during a training camp. And the much anticipated fight between Virgil Ortiz and Stanionis is off. This gives Boots Ennis an opportunity to shine in front of more people, as the last time we saw him, he was buried on a Tank Davis undercard and looked okay against a guy named Karen something. The whole boxing world knows that Boots Ennis is a supreme talent. And we're still in the potential stage of the Boots Ennis career 7 years in, and we're there with the whole division underneath the number 1 and number 2, to be quite honest. Look, fellas, it's a terrible sign when you see 7 out of the top 10 fighters in the division undefeated. That tells us that fighters simply aren't fighting each other in that division. Virgil versus Stanionis once again being grounded is another hit to this overrated division, if we're being honest. But Boots versus Vila is number 3 versus number 9, so it gives us some movement in this division at least. And Errol and Bud are finally fighting each other after a half a decade, so that will give us some movement and unlock this stagnant division finally. One of the frustrations as an observer of Boots Ennis' career, a very talented fighter, but not much going on in his career, is that he's simply waiting around for some vacant belts to pop up. Look, when Paul Williams and Antonio Margarito couldn't get the fights with Mayweather and Pacquiao at 147, they fought each other. And in Paul Williams' case, he even moved up a division or two to give fights and make things happen. And in Gennady Golovkin's case at middleweight, he simply stayed active, fighting at least 3 times per year against the top opposition available and then mowed them down and made himself marketable until the big fights finally came to him at middleweight. If Boots Ennis is going to stay at welterweight and wait for those belts to become vacant, he needs to stay active and mow these dudes down, look entertaining, appeal himself to the market. This could be a good start as Vila is a good opponent, a top 10 guy. And on top of that, Boots Ennis is headlining and all eyes will be on him. Vila is tough and he'll be there to win, but he's wide and Boots Ennis is not. Boots Ennis is sharp, he's technical, and he can punch. And I think he's going to get Vila out of here in this fight, especially considering that Boots Ennis is getting some criticism for his last outing. Guys as talented as Boots generally don't have back-to-back flat performances. Vila will conduct himself well in this fight, but ultimately Boots Ennis is the much better fighter and he'll shine in this one. Boots by stoppage.